1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4.
Hi, my name is Oluwajoba, and you're welcome to the part 2 of the Open and Closed Chord Voicings series. This is the part 2 of the series, and if you've not seen the part 1, please check it out. I'll be linking the video in the description box below. In this video, we will be looking into closed chord voicings. In the first video, we looked at open chord voicings, and in this video, we will be looking into closed chord voicings. If you're not subscribed, please make sure to do so right now. Also like the video, as this really goes a long way in helping the video and the channel. It also helps other people to find the videos. Alright, without much further ado, let's get started.
Alright, now let's talk about closed chord voicings. And closed chord voicings are just the exact opposite of open chord voicings. And this is when you have the notes of your chords really close together. So for example, we have a C major 7th, and let's add the 9 to start to make this chord clustered. Okay, so you may have a chord that is not really a closed chord voicing, but you can really make it a closed chord voicing by maybe repeating some notes. So for example, we have the B here for the C major 7th. So I could start to, do that. I could start to cluster this up, make it more of a closed voicing by taking the B here and I put it there. Okay, so just by adding the B on both sides, we are starting to cluster this chord. And one way to also cluster your chords is to look for opportunities to add notes to your chord without making them sound off. So in this case, when I add the D to the C major 7th, it still sounds good. And we're starting to get that very full sound. I could make this a closed chord voicing even further by adding the A and even the G. Alright, so when did you use closed chord voicings? Closed chord voicings are very useful when it comes to playing neo soul. Okay, and this is why I have the electric piano sound right here, because this is the kind of sound that really brings out the beauty of closed chord voicings. So I've just come up with this chord progression on the fly. Okay, so that's a C major 7th. I add the 3 notes behind the C, and I have this very nice full sound. So likewise, I could take this back one whole step, and we have the same principle applied to the B flat major 7th. So for the chord 1, I could do this. I could do this for the chord 2 as well. Okay, and this is what I'm doing right here. So instead of playing the C major 7th with the 9 added, I play that instead. So this is like playing a G major and adding the C. And of course we can add the G, A, B. Okay. Let's look at another way to play the C major 7th. So sometimes I do my C major 7th like this. And this is just for convenience. It's almost the same thing as doing this. Alright, so let's look at more examples of how you can cluster your chords. So we have a chord 1. So I could do this. So this is almost like playing a C major 7th. However, this is just a chord 1. So here, instead of just playing this chord, I add the D here. And left hand, I'm having the C, G, B. So we have chord 1, 7. Alright, so this is what I'm doing here. So a lot of times I do my chord 1 like this. However, I can add more notes. I could even do that. So left hand I have C, G, B, C. Right hand D, E, G, B, E. Okay, let's do a chord 4. And sometimes I would actually play chord 4 like this. So here we have kind of a mixture between an open chord voicing and a closed chord voicing, because left hand I have these open notes. However, on my right hand I'm playing more notes together. So this is kind of in between closed and open. So left hand I have F, C, G, A, right hand D, E, G, A, C, E. And some of the time you may not be able to easily hit these notes like this. You probably can do this with a slow song. So I'm not saying that you can always play a chord 4 like this. But when the song is slow, when the music is slow, you may be able to hit this easily. And sometimes I do my chord 4 like this as well. So I have C, D, E, G, A, C. So instead of doing chord 3 like this, I add the C. Chord 6. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes close together. All right. And here we have a chord 5. So instead of playing a chord 5 like this, we can add the G. We can even add the D. Just to have that closed chord voicing feel. let's do a 5-1-4. So this is a normal chord 5. So that's a 5, 1, 4. However, we can have that full closed voicing feel by doing this. It's all about trying to play as many notes as possible. So we have G, D, B flat, C, D, F, A, D. Okay, so here, if I add the D, it still sounds good. So like I said before, one way to start to have that full sound is to take your normal chords and see how you can add some notes to your normal chords. And if the notes go with the chord, then you can keep the clustered chord. Okay, so in this case, normally that will be the chord 5. However, by adding the D, it still sounds good, so you just keep that. And even if I add the G, it still sounds good. So here we now have C, D, F, G, A, C. Okay, if I add the B notes to this chord, for example, it's not going to sound good. Okay, so that means you can't do that. If I add E, it's not going to sound good as well. So for this chord 5, I can only add C, I can only add D into the mix. So that's a chord 1. So this is an open chord voicing. However, I can cluster it a bit. By doing this, I add the E. I could also add the D here. So here we have a 5, 1, C, E, B flat, C, D, E, A, C. So for the chord 4, let's do it like this. Alright, so I've got a neo soul performance to demonstrate closed chord voicings, and I will be doing that right now, and then I'll be doing a quick breakdown of the chords for the performance. Alright, so that was a very quick chord progression I put together, and this is what I did. So we have chord progression going from the 4, flat 2, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, to the flat 7. Then we have this. So this is like me playing a chord 6, C major 7th over A, switch the G to the F sharp, and then this is like playing a chord 1 in the key of A. Okay, so in this case, you have to be able to do chords with your left hand. So, okay, so another way to cluster your chords is by repeating chords on your both hands. So here I have this chord, and I'm repeating the chord on my right hand. Okay, so that's one way to cluster your chords. That's my 4, that's my flat 3, chord 2, F, G, A, C, E, A, C, to the 5, chord 1, so I have this very clustered chord 2, E, F, A, E, F, G, A, very close to each other, C, E, then we have the flat 7. So that's something you can do. So that's something you can do to go to the major 7th chord. So you can do that for the chord 2 as well. Then you can do that. Alright, so I hope that you've learned 1 or 2 things from this video and you will be able to put to practice the knowledge from this video. I want to say thank you very much for watching this video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and ring the notification bell. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourself and I'll see you in the next video.